we've spoken about this before. You wrote about it, and it came through again. I love, like, it comes across almost as bravado, and yet if anybody knows anything about Thomas Gradin, there is an ounce of bravado in the man, but like his conviction that he knew that this was a possibility, and he wasn't predicting that Pettersson was going to win absolutely everything and just light the Swedish Elite League on fire. But I love the conviction that, damn it, he knew.
Can you, like, if I could describe the conversation, and I have teased it for a couple of months. I talked to him a while ago, February, and I was like, so you're surprised? Like, I asked most people in the organization, like, you're surprised by Pettersson? Come on. And he said, no, not at all. And it was just total, like, deadpan. And then I asked him like 3 or 4 questions that built basically the same thing. I'm going like, hold on. You knew that he could lead the Swedish Elite League in points, and he would just deadpan, yes. Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, Thomas. So you came over here and you told people in the Canucks organization that this kid, before the draft, you told the people in the organization in a meeting, you said that this kid could lead the Swedish Elite League in points. I did say that. I was like, oh my God, Thomas, this is crazy. And he would just have that total deadpan, like, no big deal. Of course I did.
Right, so somebody in the organization, then the follow-up has to be, Thomas, can we win the draft lottery on Saturday? And if he says yes, get on a flight now. There's a seat waiting for you on the set. You're our guy. Forget Jim. We'll pull him back. You're going to the draft lottery to represent the Canucks.
And he said that, like, people didn't believe him. Like, I mean, who would?
Well,
right?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if he came in and said that, you'd be like, come on, like, look at this. And the big topic with Pettersson is always his weight. And then Gradin said, and I mean, he didn't. The next stage was all of the majority didn't believe him, and they had to come and see him play. And when they did come to see him play, a lot more of them became convinced that he had the type of talent to do what he's been able to do this year.
And I got to admit, like, I tried to temper my enthusiasm as the season went along. Like, I watched from an arm's length. The videos are out there. Highlights are highlights, though, right? Like, people post highlights because there's something that you should see. And, like, it seemed like on a weekly basis this guy would outdo himself, and the goals were getting more spectacular, and the shot, and then it got to the playoffs. And, okay, let's see what the playoffs bring. Like, he had a great regular season. That's terrific. I'm starting to buy in. And the playoffs come. And, like, he ratchets up a notch or two to the point where, like, he's doing stuff that nobody in his age group has ever done. The highlights, again, are spectacular. Like, I'm excited now. Like, and I think there's a legitimate reason to be excited, and that's where I come back to clear a spot. Like, I don't want to hear he's got to earn this spot. Like, I don't give him every opportunity to make this team and play here next year and give the people what they want, rather than always downplaying when we point to the number of good young players that are doing amazing things in the National Hockey League and in the playoffs too.
Dude, I could not agree with you any more on this. I want them to say, he is incredible. He can do incredible things, and it's on us to find the guys for him to play with to show you that he can do these incredible things in the NHL. I don't even want him putting on weight. Like, all this talk about, oh, he weighs as much as my leg, or, oh, he's only $160. I don't fucking care. I want him doing exactly what he's doing right now in the NHL, because guess what? Like, that type of player is the type of player that's shining right now in the NHL. It is a totally different league than it was even 5 years ago. And I think players like him, built like him, can have a ton of success. And if you watch him play, you watch those replays, watch how quick he is. It's the quickness of his dangle. Like, he's not the fastest skater. He doesn't have the hardest shot or the greatest wrist shot, but he gets off that shot so incredibly quick. And his dangle is so fast, the way he moves the puck. I would not want to risk losing any of that, man. I would say, like, let's just see, like, bring him as is. Like, if you want to try to get him a bit stronger, that's fine. But So I hear some people like, he's got to put on 20 pounds. And if he were 20 pounds heavier, he would have been the first overall pick. No, fuck no. If he was 20 pounds heavier, he wouldn't have this kind of quickness. He wouldn't have this kind of like creativity and offensive ability. Bring him in as is and let's fucking go, baby. Let's watch him.
Like Mitch Marner. Nobody's saying Mitch Marner's got to put on weight. Ray made the point. Like Jake Gensel. Pettersson weighs more right now than Jake Gensel, who just scored four goals the other day. And how's he doing it? He's surrounded by very, very good players in Pittsburgh, but puts himself in the right spot. He's fast. He's smart. Like, just play this guy. Just bring him in and play him next season. And that's what made, and you pointed that out in the column too, these comments by the Swedish coach about like he's got to come to this camp or whatever on the weekend and prove something. He's just been the best player in your domestic league, and he's going to come and we'll see what he can do.
That was the worst. Like, can you imagine if like Canada was putting together its World Championship League, Connor McDavid had just had 110 points in the NHL, led the league in the NHL, and somehow the World Championship was after their playoffs. He had just won the Conn Smythe. He just the Oilers had just won the Stanley Cup. McDavid had just won the Conn Smythe. He had just won the Art Ross. He's going to win the Hart. And like
and
Babcock
if he comes to camp and has a good camp,
Babcock's saying, we got to see him in these exhibition games to know for sure whether he's on the World Championship team. Like, it was absurd.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe what I was reading when I was reading these tweets that Dollywall, and great on Dollywall for getting the interview with this Swedish coach of this World Championship team. But I was floored. Like, what more can this kid do? He is your best player. He just carved your best league. He dominated all your best players, and you're still saying he's got to fight for a job? How? Like, how does he not? Like, what? Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it really like, talk about no sense. Like, that makes none.
I was mad. It made another thing that made me mad.
But I hope it makes him mad. I don't know. Does this
Pettersson?
Yeah. Like, what if he goes to this camp and takes it up another notch?
Right. Yeah. I would.
The big FU to the coach.
Certainly, if I was his agent, I would be like mad. Like, this is. Can you imagine if? Okay, instead of the World Championship team, he had arrived in Utica, and Call's like, I don't know if I'm putting him in the lineup. I'm not so sure. Like, has he earned it? Can we see him in a couple practices? I haven't practiced with him yet.
Like, Cole Lind, I get, has been playing against junior guys, and it is a step up. But
sure.
Pettersson and Dahlin to a lesser degree, and Yashik, like, they've been playing pro hockey. So
right, but Pettersson's on.
I get, I understand,
like,
but I'm just talking about.
This is one of the best hockey leagues in the world.
Absolutely.
And he made all these guys look Mickey Mouse.
Well,
like,
hopefully he never sees Utica, as great a hockey town as I'm
Yeah,
told it is.
right.
I'm hoping he never,
never meets Trent Cull. Like,
No.
they never
Pass him a
meet
hall at
Sutter,
training camp, maybe.
Never meets Trent Cull. I'm so on board that, man. Keep him away from Cull and Sutter.
All right, but this is now, we've worked our way to the end of the podcast. It's been a good one, a long one today. So bonus material. But help me out here, because as much as I've tried to make sense of everything that's gone on with Elias Pettersson this year, what was with the spray tan? Did you see photo?
It's a Swedish thing.
The gold helmet I get. Like, they wear the gold helmet when they win championships, but he's holding the team trophy or the league trophy, and he's been spray tanned somehow.
Yeah.
Like,
is there a room for it?
I don't know.
Bring
Like,
him
that
to
kind
this
of
room?
creeped me out. Like, does that come with him? Like, is he going to bring spray tanning stuff to Vancouver? Or
No, I think that's. I mean, they're obsessed with gold. I don't know. I have no explanation. I didn't dive into it enough to find out why.
Did you see the people that had
I thought you were
photoshopped?
gonna-
Did you see the people that had photoshopped the Stanley Cup into the photo?
No, really.
That was good.
No,
He's
I didn't
standing
see
there with
that.
the gold helmet, the spray tan, and he's got the Stanley Cup cradled in his arms. That'll only be a couple years from now, I think.